So the best part about being a lifestyle reporter is the interesting people that you get to meet. And today, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we are with Alibeth. She has a business in downtown Petoskey as a massage therapist. It's Massage by the Bay?
Yes, it is.
And she's also, ready for this, an MMA fighter. So for viewers that aren't aware of what MMA fighting is, what is it?
So mixed martial arts is a full contact fighting sport that involves striking, grappling, submissions. You're locked into a cage and you are in that cage for usually 3 to 5 rounds. And basically it's all out war until someone is knocked out, is tapped out, or it goes all the rounds and a judge's turn to score.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how in the world did you get into this?
I've done martial arts since I was a kid.
Okay.
So I started in Taekwondo when I was 11, 12 years old. Did that up until I was 16, 17, started doing kickboxing, which I loved. And I wasn't great at Taekwondo. And so my coach at the time was like, I think you're just, you need a more full contact sport. There's this thing called MMA. I think you'd like it. And I was like, okay. And he's like, why don't you come to an event next weekend, Alpena Fairgrounds, show up. And it was my first MMA fight, having never seen a fight before in my life, not even knowing really what the rules were.
Wow.
So yeah, that was how I got into it. And that was at the age of 18. So I've been fighting on and off in between raising kids and a family, 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a pretty male-dominated sport.
Absolutely.
So how do you even train?
So when I started training, I had no females for partners, so only guys. You would preferably try to find types to sort of simulate the kind of opponent you'd be fighting, but usually that wasn't super realistic, so usually there was like a 30, 40-pound weight difference with your training partners. But that was the case for years up until just like in the last 7, 8 years. I've had like a mixture of female partners, which has been awesome. Because they just fight differently than guys fight and they move differently. So it's good when you can get female training partners, but that's been a newer thing as the sport has grown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so talk to us about what a training day would look like. Like, is it like sparring with somebody? Is it like a traditional workout where you're doing lunges and things like that? Is it a combination of both?
It's a little bit of all that. So when I'm in a fight camp, mornings I usually do cardio conditioning, and I will usually get like mitts in, so some mitt work and just hitting like your own specific stuff. Because everyone fights a little differently, people have different styles. I try to work on things that I'm good at, things that I want to do in a fight. Those are like, it would be an AM session, usually like a 2-hour session in the morning. And then the evenings would be like a group team practice. So you're getting in with the whole team and you're working on whatever your coach is teaching that night, right? And those are usually 2.5 hour practices as well. And then on weekends, usually 1 day a week is sparring. So you come in and you're just getting those rounds in. You're getting that live reaction time in. You're trying to get to implement the stuff you've been working on all week and make it your fight. So that's a typical training schedule for a fight camp, AM and PM sessions. And then 2 days a week I've hit like usually cardio conditioning elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you, if somebody told me that I was going to go in a cage and fight someone, I would be scared out of my mind. Are you not afraid at all?
No. The only thing and I never had this as an amateur, when I started fighting pro and I felt like I can't let people down. These coaches put so much time into me, I gotta really perform. So there was pressure and nerves with that part of it, but I've never actually felt afraid going into the cage because the worst that can happen is you're gonna get knocked out or subbed. And it's already happened to me so many times in the gym,
Sure.
Not knocked out, but
Good.
And yeah, so it's not unknown, so it's not scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
sure.
You've done it so much that it feels comfortable. It's like anything you do enough of, you're like, oh, it's normal.
Right, and it's a sport to you, just like
Yeah.
as we've talked about, it's soccer to some, and for you it's MMA fighting,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
seems, extreme for some people, but for you it's kind of a norm.
It's a sport that I've been
Yeah.
doing like since I was a kid. So literally it's just like, oh, it's a game.
Yeah.
With higher stakes, but yeah.
And you're very good at it. So
I'm okay.
yeah, I mean, I would say that you're better than okay because this past fall you represented Team USA in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about that.
So that was a very cool opportunity. So there's a global organization, Gamma is their name, and they participate in MMA events, and they put on MMA events all around the world, like just any random country, you name it. They were part of what is called the World Combat Games, which is a really cool event. It happens every couple of years, and it rotates around from different country to different country, and it was held in Saudi Arabia this last time, in Riyadh. And it's wild because it's not just MMA. It's every kind of combat sport you can think of, being held at this huge arena. So Team USA put together a team of males and females at all these different weight classes to go compete there against all these other countries. And so it was a very, very cool thing to show up somewhere, represent like your country, like crazy wild experience. But yeah, won my first fight. So, and that's another thing about this format, you fight 3 fights in the same day.
Wow.
Which is not a typical MMA format.
Exhausting.
It was exhausting, but because they were doing a tournament style medaling podium type thing, they had to do it in that format to eliminate like your bracket basically. So it was almost like a wrestling style bracket, you know. And yes, so fought 3 times that day. Lost my second match due to dubious ref points being awarded, and then won my 3rd match and took bronze for Team USA for my weight class at an international podium. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, congrats.
And that was pretty fun.
It's so awesome. And I mean, you must have so much pride to represent the U.S.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was amazing. Like,
That's so cool.
it was so cool. What a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how do you manage, because we talked a little bit about how you own a business as a massage therapist, which seems very yin and yang, right, to then be an MMA fighter. But I know your mom too.
Yeah.
So balancing all of that, how do you do it?
Some days I don't know how I do it, but somehow it all fits in. You know, you have your work hours, you have your gym hours, you have all the kid things, but somehow it always works out.
Sure.
And I have a super helpful, supportive family. My sister, my husband, like it's a village, right? You come together and you make things work. And you know, when people are like, don't those things clash? I don't really feel like they do, because I feel like all the aspects that I love about martial arts and fighting are good life quality traits that I want my kids to embrace, like work ethic and just, I don't know, being disciplined, being persistent, following through on things, and seeing like the rewards of working hard. I love my kids being part of that. And now they're into combat sports on their own, so I love that too.
Oh, that is amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing the gym with us, for sharing your passions.
Yes.
This is so exciting. If you want to check out more information, head over to 9and10news.com.